so today I'm going to be showing you a pretty advanced card trick, just because a lot of you guys have been saying recently, my more recent videos have been sort of beginner card tricks, so I do want to up the skill level just a little bit and show you guys some more advanced card tricks. So this is a very cool advanced card trick that I came up with, and this is the performance for it right now. So if I had a spectator, I would go ahead and have them name any four of a kind they want to, and let's just say they name the 4 aces, just because, you know, it's a very popular 4 of a kind. And many magicians use the 4 aces in their card tricks. So we're going to go ahead and pull out the 4 aces just like this. Keep in mind, they could have named any 4 of a kind, but they named the 4 aces. So I'm going to lay them out here just like this, and I'm going to ask the spectator, which of these 4 aces is your favorite ace? Let's say they like the ace of hearts the most out of the 4 aces. I ask them why, and they just say, well, they like the red cards more, and they also favor hearts over diamonds just because they like the shape of hearts the most. And I say, perfect. So just keep that in mind, that the ace of hearts is your favorite ace. We're going to go ahead and actually take the 4 aces here, and we're going to leave them inside of the box for the time being. We'll get back to them in a little bit. But for now, I want to show you guys a pretty cool skill that I acquired recently. So my cool skill that I learned is I can actually take any card just like this, and I can actually make it completely vanish from existence, just like this. Now, it's cool enough that I can do it with a whole deck of cards, but it's actually much more visual if we use less cards, like 4 cards, for example. So I'm going to vanish each ace one at a time, and you're going to see it happen. So watch this. First one. Gone. Left with 3 aces. Watch the second one now. Ready? Here we go. Gone. Now I'm left with only 2 aces now I'm only left with 2 aces, alright? So if I had a spectator, I would actually have them hold out their hand, and I would place the last 2 remaining aces in their hand, just like this. Now keep in mind, they could have named any 4 of a kind in the deck, and also they could have picked any one of the 4 aces to be their favorite ace, but they named the ace of hearts. When I snap my fingers, you will be left with only 1 ace. I ask them to open up their hand and take a look, because now they're left with only 1 ace, the ace of hearts. That is the trick, guys, and now for the tutorial. Alright guys, so here's the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. And by the way, the cards that I'm using are the Neil Patrick Harris playing cards by Theory 11. I definitely recommend picking them up. I will leave a link in the description box below for where to get these cards. They are super, super amazing, and yeah. Alright guys, so this is going to be the tutorial for the trick that you just saw, where I take 4 aces, or any 4 of a kind that the spectator wants me to, and I'm going to vanish each one, and I'm going to leave them with their favorite card in their hand. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do this right now. So all you're going to need is just a deck of cards, and the card box. That's it. This trick is completely impromptu. All you need is a deck of cards, your box, and your skill level, alright? So for the tutorial, I'm just going to be using the 4 aces again, just because I'll just make the tutorial a little bit quicker. But keep in mind, guys, in the beginning of the trick, you ask the spectator which 4 of a kind they want to use. Let's say they want to use like the 4 4s, the 4 7s, whatever, guys. They have control over which 4 of a kind you want to use. But for the time being, we're going to be using the 4 aces just to make it a little bit quicker. So once you've pulled out their 4 of a kind, you're going to lay them out here on the table, and you're going to ask them which of the 4 aces is their favorite. Let's say that the spectator names the same one they did in the performance. Let's say the ace of hearts. Now, you're going to pick up the one that they said is their favorite, and you're going to ask them why they picked this one. But what you're going to be doing is you're going to just be picking up the aces, and you're going to be placing them back in order of alternating colors. So if they named a red one as their favorite, be sure to pick up the opposite color first. And then pick up the next opposite color, and then pick up the last one, just like this. So now you just ordered the cards back into red, black, and their favorite ace is on top. That's all that really matters, alright guys? Alright, so now you have the aces just like this. What you're going to do is you're going to flip them over, and you're going to just spread them out over here, and you're going to split them into groups of 2. So you're going to have 2 in your left hand, 2 in your right hand, and you're just going to kind of show them off that there's 4 cards over here. What you're going to do is you're going to square up the cards, and you're going to actually catch a break separating these 2 cards from these 2 cards up here. So you're going to have 2 cards up here and 2 cards down there, alright? So just separating the cards in half, just like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to transfer this to a thumb break as you grab the deck with your left hand, just like this. And you're going to hold the deck in mechanics grip, and you're going to be holding this in biddle grip with a thumb break separating 2 cards from 2 cards, alright? So this is the position you're going to be in right now. What you're going to do is you're going to square up these cards here, and you're going to drop the thumb break. You're just going to drop that thumb break off, and you're going to out jog these 2 cards up here. So you just ditched 2 cards on top of the deck, and those are 2 aces. What you're going to do is you're going to take 2 aces and you're going to leave them inside of the box just like this, and you're going to leave them out jogged and just leave them sticking out just like this. So now you have 2 aces inside of the box. They think you have 4 aces, but you actually have 2 aces here on top of the deck. Now what you're going to have to do is just take these 2 aces, ditch them in the middle of the deck. You don't need them anymore. So you're just going to give the deck a quick swing cut, boom, and that's it. You're done. So now this next part of the trick is you're going to be telling the spectator a cool skill that you've acquired recently, and this skill is going to be you vanishing just a single card. Now I actually have taught this sleight on my channel before, so I will leave a link up here if you guys want to learn how to do this if you don't know how to do it already. But basically, you're taking a card from the bottom of the deck, pushing the card forward in all one motion. You're just leaving the card there, and then you're going to be pushing the card in with your index finger as you pass your hand over, and it really does look like the card vanishes, and you should end up in this position where the card is second from the top face up. So that's all you're going to be doing. You're just going to be doing a single card vanish with that exact sleight that I already taught on this channel. So once you're done with that, you just show off the deck. You're going to set the deck down, just make sure it's squared up so you don't flash that face up card second from the top. So just set it down, and what you're going to do now is you're going to pick up the box and pull the cards out, and you're going to pretend like there's 4 cards here. Now there's only 2 cards here. It's their favorite ace and just another ace. So you're going to hold the cards in Mechanics grip, and you're going to do this sort of Elmsley count variation. Now, in my opinion, it's a little bit simpler than an Elmsley count because you're only doing like one move multiple times. You're not going to be like taking one and then taking a packet, taking one and then taking one. Instead, you're going to be taking like one single card every time, and you're going to be loading it back every single time. So check this out. It looks something like this, where you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm only holding 2 cards here, but it really does look like I'm holding 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. So I'm going to get a little bit more in depth of how to do this right now. So how I do this move is I place my thumb here on the bottom right corner and my middle and index finger on the bottom right corner as well, on the faces. And I'm going to hold the cards in Mechanics grip, and I'm going to pretend like I'm doing an Elmsley count right now. So I'm holding the cards just like this. I'm going to take my hand and pull off just the first single card in Mechanics grip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift my thumb up over here, and I'm going to be taking this one as I load this one in the back, just like this. Boom. And I'm actually going to just replace them. Boom. Just like that. I'm going to do it one more time. So I'm going to place this one back here as I take this one now. Boom. And then take this one singly. Boom. Just like that. And it looks like you have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Now, a tip when you're doing this, because this will be a little bit difficult at first, because it's a little bit unnatural, but this is a little tip that I came up with that actually makes it a lot easier. When you're loading the card in the back, what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your index and middle finger here just like this, and you're going to sort of lift them up just like this. And if you lift them up like this, it actually makes the move a lot easier. So if I'm going to take the card here, boom, I'm going to lift up my index and middle finger here in the back. It's hard to show you guys, but I am lifting my index and middle finger here. That allows for more space for me to place the card in and then grab it down with my thumb again as I take that one. Now I'm going to lift up again with my index and middle finger, so that allows more space to come in to take that one. And now I'm just going to set this one down just like this. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. And if you do it quickly, it really does look like you have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, just like this. Once you do that move, it doesn't really matter what the order is because you are going to be switching them out a little bit later. So what's going to happen is this. So you're going to lift up just the top one, and don't flash that you have 2 aces, but just sort of lift up the top one just like this. So now you're going to hold it to the spectator's eyes just like this, and you're going to bring your hand over here, and you're actually going to drop the thumb just like that. And you're going to let that card fall down. As you take your palm away, it looks like you're holding something, but then you can like reveal that there's nothing in your hand. You're going to snap your fingers, and you're going to do the Elmsley count again, but this time you're only going to do the loading thing twice because you're going to go 1, 2, 3. It looks like you have 3 cards now, and same rules apply when you lift up your fingers for more space and all the loading things. You're just doing it one less time because you want it to look like 1, 2, 3 cards now. All right, so that's basically all that's happening. Show you guys again, and that's basically what you're going to do. So you're going to show you have 3 cards now. Now you're going to do the exact same thing again. Exact same thing. Lift up the top card here, bring your hand over, drop, and pretend like you're holding something, and then you can vanish it just like that. Snap your fingers, and now this is the easiest part because this isn't even a sleight. You're just going 1, 2. You're just legit counting the 2 cards now because you are only left with 2 cards. So this part, the spectators will be like, wait, what the heck? So you'll go 1, 2, just count 2 cards, and now you can like flick them just like this and show that you only have 2 cards. You don't want to show what they are because you want to leave that for the ending, showing that they're left with their favorite one. But now this part is super clean and super fooling because it really did look like you had 4, then 3, and now you have 2, and just cleanly you can show you have 2 cards and you're really not hiding anything at this point. So now what you're going to do is you're going to show you have 2 cards and you can flick them around. And what you're going to be doing now is you're going to be turning the backs towards the spectator's eyes. So then they're going to be looking at the backs and you're going to be looking at the faces over here. So you're going to be doing this to the spectator. All they see is this, but you see the faces, all right? So what you're going to do is you're actually going to order them so that their favorite ace is on top. So you're going to finish doing this, and when you're done, make sure you leave their favorite ace, the ace of hearts in this case, leave it on top of the ace of clubs, just like this. So now their favorite ace is on top. So now all you're going to do is this. You're going to break off that top ace just like this with your thumb, and you're going to hold a thumb break between the 2 aces just like this. And now you're going to do this move where you ditch the bottom ace back in your hand and move the top one forward. So that's all you're doing. You're just taking the bottom one here, leaving it back in your hand, and you're going to squeeze it between your fingers and the base of your thumb here, and then you're going to bring the top one forward and just hold it like this. Now all the spectators see is just supposedly 2 cards here in the front. They think this is 2 cards. They actually do not see this card in the back. What you're going to do is you're going to ask them to hold out their hand. This is misdirection because you're going to place the 2 cards here in their hand, but what you're going to do is you're going to ditch this back one. So you're just going to bring this one out, and as you bring it out, you're gonna ditch this one, and I just bring it down to my side. If I'm doing this like on the street or something, what I would do is I would just bring this down to my side and then ditch it in my pocket. But since I was doing this in front of a table, I was actually able to just like drop the card down off of the table, and you guys weren't able to see that. So now it looks like you're holding 2 cards here. This is just one single card. This is their favorite ace already, but you're gonna hold it so it looks like you're squaring up 2 cards. You're gonna place it in their hand just like this. You're gonna place it in their hand, and you're going to place their other hand on top. So now they're sandwiching 1 card in their hand, but they think there's 2 cards here. Tell them to be careful with it because it's 2 cards. So now once you ditch this in your pocket or ditch it on the ground or whatever you guys want to do, this is basically free, so let's just get rid of it there. So now you're not holding on to anything now. So now what you can do is you can take the deck and just sort of show off that the cards are normal. There is only one bad thing about this, is that there is 1 card still face up, but what you guys can do is block push over some cards and then just show off the deck as normal. And just remind them they were able to pick any 4 of a kind, and they were able to pick any 1 out of those 4 of a kind to be their favorite ace. Now, you snap your fingers and say, when I snap my fingers, you are going to be left with 1 ace. Boom. You ask them to lift up their hand, and they're going to be super surprised when you lift up their hand and they look, and it's their favorite ace that they decided upon. And that is pretty much the trick, guys. Now you're left with this card face up in the deck, but it really doesn't matter because they're not going to be looking at the deck at this point. They're going to be checking out this ace and your hands and everything. Now everything is completely examinable at this point besides the deck. And if you guys do want to like end this and have this be like an ending to your show or something, you guys can be like, and sometimes your favorite things don't even last for a while, or some depressing dark stuff like that. I don't even know, but you guys can like out jog this card and do the exact same vanish that I've already taught before, and then now all aces have vanished. Every single one is vanished, and now the deck is pretty much examinable, except for like the top. You can like palm off just a couple of cards. You can be like, here, check out the deck, or whatever you guys want to do. But that's a cool ending if you guys want to do that. But I would just leave them with their favorite ace, and maybe they can take it home as a souvenir or something like that. So that is pretty much the trick, guys. I really hope you guys like this advanced card trick. So see you guys for my next video. Bye.